A breakdown on XAUUSD setup that we had this week, just for this week only. So this was on Monday, a sell on XAUUSD. Although I missed this trade, I completely missed all the moves on this sell on XAUUSD. But on Tuesday, which is on the 11th of this month, I speculated this buy targeting 7 reward, I think. Now, targeting 7 reward, we have our area of inducement, our area of liquidity, which we should avoid. And I saw market push down, taking out this my demand or my support level. So immediately I spot out this rejection, and this has already been my demand and support level without a pending order. Immediately I saw the first candle that pushed down to take out that zone out, it has started rejecting. I used the second candle as my entry, execute the trade because this has already been my point of interest. So I execute the trade, risking 50 pips stop loss because right now I'm risking 50 pips on gold based on the market condition. So risking 50 pips, all I have to do is to reduce my stop loss to give me risking 50 pip stop loss is to reduce my lot size to give me exactly what I can afford to risk on each and every gold speculation I'm picking. So like I said, targeting 7 reward on this setup and risking 50 pip stop loss. So this was on the 11th. When is on the 11th? That should be on Tuesday, and Tuesday is yesterday. So pushing down, we had this. The trade actually pushed down a little bit, but did not take out our stop loss before going to take profit, giving us 6 to 7 reward. So it was a good one on this because it hit take profit that same day. Immediately it pushed up, consolidated, retested, and it continued pushing to the upside. Now, moving to today, being 12th of November, I was already expecting a continuation on XAUUSD. But before the continuation, after closing this buy, after closing this first buy on Tuesday, market actually peak order up here last night and used today's morning to hit take profits, which is this. You can clearly see that a sell happened there, price peaked at a supply, which I will show you guys on the chart. Price peak order at a supply and push down to hit take profit. I missed this. I do not speculated this. I do not trade it. So after this, on today's analysis, which is 12th of November 2025, I was expecting a buy on gold from this area, which a lot of people are asking me, why did you buy from this level? So I'll explain. So down here, you can clearly see that after gold returned back to this level, its peak order from here, which is at this demand level, its peak order pushed up, did not give a confirmation. Building a liquidity around here, it has to push down again to take out the liquidity at this low. Now, after taking out the liquidity at this low, God just pushed up without giving people opportunity, it pushed up without retesting to give people opportunity to pick order from it. But clearly, markets from down here, it pushed up to this point and take out this high, also took out this high. Now, for this first push, our point of interest is this area. To expect a proper retest to buy. But what happened? Gold pushed up, retested, building a double bottom liquidity. Building a double bottom liquidity. Now, seeing this liquidity around there, this is additional confluence to expect price to push down before we buy, because my speculation on gold has been bullish throughout this week. I'm expecting a buy continuation. I'm expecting gold to keep on buying. So I'll focus more on looking for buy possibilities until I have a higher time frame sell confirmation before I would think on selling. Uh, okay, yeah. So here, like I said, from here, price created a double bottom liquidity. And what happened? Market actually pushed down and take out the liquidity we have around it. Just like here that we have a trend line liquidity, market pushed down to take it out. Up here, market pushed down to take out that liquidity. Now, for this to happen, all I need is for market to create a new high to break another structure to the intended direction I am expecting it, which is bullish. Now, what happened? Price actually pushed up, break this structure. Remember, at first it pushed up, take out this structure after taking out this liquidity. Now it pushed down, created an equal low, take out the liquidity, pushed up again, and break its structure. Now, since this liquidity has been taken out, I already know that if I am to pick this trade, first thing first, I have to place my stop loss at a protected low since I want to pick the trade at this level. Where's my protected low? My protected low has to be below this area that swept this liquidity. That's number one. Number two, this is gold. The price action on gold has changed. The pips has been compressed, which means a little move is now a very big and wide pips. So what do? I decide to risk 50 pips based on the market condition. And I already know that here we have a fair value gap. So I was not expecting price to push down to this other block before buying. Now, since I already had a 50 pip stop loss, I said, okay, I'm going to sacrifice this 50 pip stop loss, even if it is not below the previous low as my protected low. Remember, this is a decision. Sometimes you plan a rule, but based on the market condition, you can decide to break a rule. But before you decide to break any of your rule that you planned, remember, I've already made profit from here. So even if I lose this trade, it is not going to affect me because it is just 1% of what I have made from the trade I took yesterday on this gold. So after doing this analysis, I check it again. I noted and remembered very well that my stop loss is not at the right place. Remember, this stop loss is not at the right place. The right place for this stop loss is below this low, which means your entry will be around here. But the reason why I'm using here is to avoid missing this trade because this time around, using other blocks, sometimes we miss trade. I've missed a lot of trade on gold. Why? Because I was waiting at the other block, which is the right place to wait. But don't forget, market do change its condition. So what do? I just give it my 50 pip stop loss and place my target. Now, for people that decided to use other block on this trade, if you mark your 5 minute order block very well, this trade is still going to pick you nicely before pushing up. You won't miss the trade because this is what happened on the trade. This is it. You can clearly see that here, the trade has already hit take profit. But before it push up to take profit, this is where I entered from. You can see it pushed down again to pick order from 5 minute order block before going up. Now let's go straight to the chart. Okay, this is your starting. Where is our XAUUSD? Now coming straight to the chart. Okay, today's trade. This is today's trade. Yesterday trade is the overall expectation on XAUUSD, the swing view of XAUUSD. But let's go for what we traded today. So on today's trade, this is the speculation here. And like I said on 5, because I entered this trade on 3 minutes. On 5 minute time frame, a lot of people would decide to make use of further block. So if you mark, you notice that gold nicely pick order from me and pushed up. But where is the main order block that majority of us will mark is this. If you mark this order block nicely, which is on 5 minutes. Now, placing your entry will either be at the tip of the rectangle or at the middle of the rectangle. Now, placing your entry like this, because your stop loss is not below the rectangle and it is not below a protected low, you want to do something like this. Now, this is what I was avoiding on gold. Remember I said, market has changed its condition. things that do work before this time around might lead you to missing a trade. So if you take a look at this, you see that this is a nice analysis, but market push down did not get to our point of interest before pushing up. And that was what I was avoiding. And that is why my entry was like this. So using this entry, number one, I clearly know that we have an order block around here. That is number one. Number two, I clearly saw a fair value gap above the order block, which is this. So I decided to use the fair value gap as my entry and make sure my stop loss is inside the order block, even if I can't get my stop loss to be below here. This is 50 pips stop loss. So the right thing to do was for my stop loss to be below here, like this. Yeah, this is correct, but this is 111 pip stop loss, which is way too much for me to risk on gold. But I sacrifice 50 pips, and this is my 50 pips using a fair value gap as my entry, and my stop loss is around the order block. So it was a good one, and I decided to go with that. And this is it. These are 5 reward. And for people that love holding trade, because I closed at 5 reward here, I closed my today's account that I traded. I took my 5 reward just like yesterday. I took this 6 reward as well. But you can see presently the market is still pushing up and currently running about 16 to 15 reward. This is 16 reward. So once you understand how to analyze gold or any other trade, you just follow the market structure. So like I said, my overall expectation on gold for this year is a bullish continuation, which means I'm expecting markets to keep on buying. So what do I have to do compounding? My own is to keep on looking for a buy confirmation, buy analysis, looking for a retest that will give me a confirmation to continue. But you can see on this setup, gives the overall target. But since I'm not a swing trader that will execute from here and start holding till it gets up there, I decide to start fetching profits along the line. So if we have a retest here, we have anything like a confirmation tomorrow, I'll still catch a buy to continue this trade. Before we decide to sell or look for a swing sell, it is when market has gotten to the supply giving us a bearish confirmation before I start looking for a sell. So for now, my expectation on gold are still bullish continuation. And for those people asking, how did you got today's entry on gold? This is it. I've explained. I used fair value gap. Yes, I can clearly see the other block below, but I used fair value gap. And if you're a student at SolidSMT, you already know the reason why we use fair value gap as our entry sometimes, and the reason why we use order block as our entry most times. So see you during the next one. Thank you very much. Don't forget to follow, like, comment, and if you have any question, please you can go ahead and drop your comment or drop your question in my DM, or you ask your question in the comment section. People will pass me. They will come answer your question for the comment section. Thank you very much.